What is going on, guys? CustomRCWeekly here. I hope you like that little opening clip. I'm basically summing up my week with all this mess. Haven't really gotten down in the workshop much. So yeah, let me move you guys up a little bit and kind of get everything in frame. Maybe even do a little bit of organization. You know, a little bit crazy. Okay, so for this week's update, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you about a few things that have been going on. First off, with the slash, I'm just looking at the ammo can. We got the LiPo here. I've been getting like terrible run times out of this, especially in the water. Just eating this battery. I don't know if these are waterproof, so I put them in bags like these, and kind of stuck a little hole out for the connector. But yeah, so that's a video that I'll make maybe in like an RC life hack or something, how I do that. But that keeps them nice and dry, hopefully. I've seen balloons, but you know, anyway. So yeah, so we got the slash here. Kind of wet and muddy, but I haven't cleaned it yet. Just kind of let everything dry out. And one thing that I do want to update you guys on is after the speed runs, and I did have a tire blowout a really long time ago that I never tended to. I do have, let's see which tire it is. It's this one. The inside of this tire, right there. You can see it's kind of coming unglued almost all around, but not quite. So now I made a huge mess all over the place. But yeah, so yeah, that's for the slash. But the battery, I'm having the same issue with the battery and stuff. So that's a big issue. But you know, what are you gonna do about it? So yeah, Mini 8T. No update, haven't touched it, but I'm going to be getting a motor hopefully this week. I got a little Amazon order with some tiny whip parts as well to keep that up and going, but I have to figure out the steering in this next upcoming video, and yeah, so hopefully we'll be good to go with that. I don't know if this motor is $12.95 or something on Amazon, so I don't know if it's going to be any quality. You're going to be able to take my 3S battery. I'll show you real quick, coming out of the ammo can. This is a 1300 Venom 1300 3S battery, which should be really cool in this truck. I've tried to run it, but that's what eventually just destroyed the motor. So I might have to get a 2S or something if I want to keep everything going. But as you know, I like to go big, so hopefully we will be you know, able to kind of push the limits. So yeah, that's the Mini 8T. Pretty normal. Hopefully we'll get this build going, get some more runs out of this. Okay, dropping that. We've got this slash again. Just take a look at how dirty this thing is. Look at, especially in the battery box. That's all around this thing. Haven't cleaned it one bit. Actually had to go to dinner after this. So this is that night. It's probably about 7 o'clock right now. I haven't really checked the time, but anyway, so that's pretty much it with that. Let me go ahead. I gotta grab this piece for my next little segment. Go ahead, drop the slash. Okay, so the next little segment, let me get that started. I'm gonna go ahead and take this empty paper towel tube that I have lying around, try to part the C's or something. So this is the stock FPV system that comes in the Sentinel spy drone. So as you can see here, came in here. But basically what I did was I made an adapter. So as you can see, it has this 3-prong cable version of the micro JST that is used to plug into the board for the drone. But anyway, so what I did was I took a normal micro JST for a battery and I connected that on. So basically I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in. Hopefully this works. And now I have my remote right here. This is the Sentinel spy drone remote. And then let me see, I pushed it off to the side. Here is the monitor that it comes with, and as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we're looking at. You can see you got a live feed. Now this is the first glimpse I've really ever taken at this camera, but as you can see, it works pretty well, and it doesn't really seem like there's that much latency. So hopefully, yeah, this battery's kind of dead, but you can see it works well, and I'm gonna definitely be focusing on using this to get some shots, especially since this has a micro SD slot. So we should be good to go. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much everything on the Sentinel spy drone current use. I am going to make a video this week, I promise you, of the 1600% paper airplane, and I'm going to go ahead and beef that up. I might actually even make a new one if I even find the time. which it is a massive feat to make a paper airplane of that size, because it just takes a lot of time and a lot of determination, believe me. Anyway, so basically this drone, I've replaced all these arms. So originally it was tilting this way, so it wanted to fly this way, but that's just not what I want it to do. So I want it to be steady. So I actually got an arm right here that goes on there, but that didn't help at all. Still drifting, so I suspect that it's something wrong with the flight controller, and we're just gonna go ahead and use this for the Power Paper Airplane video that's coming up. And yeah, so scrap this drone for parts. Unfortunately, my $30 investment of a new Sentinel spy drone, which isn't that much, and I'm happy to spend it for this DIY video content that I got out for you guys. It just didn't really turn out the way I'd hoped. So anyway, at least I didn't try to carry a GoPro with this thing, because I would not have a GoPro anymore. So yeah, that's the Sentinel spy drone. Hopefully gonna get a video out to you guys this week. So now let's go ahead, get into the Tiny Whoops. So this is my current Tiny Whoop. No, this is not a Tiny Whoop, and nor is this a flyable drone. I was trying something out as like a cargo payload drone. If I could fly it, sorry for the background noise, but if I could fly it like, and put some stuff inside, but unfortunately it just didn't really work. So yeah, these props are terrible for if they're not in an EDF. So you can see that this is what the ducts look like for the Inductrix, and if they're not in there, I don't know, maybe it's the air pushing off the sides of the duct, then it just doesn't really work. So that's an issue with these, and I don't have anything else. So maybe in my little order I'm making up for the motor and things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and put some hoops on props in. But basically, I'm planning on getting some Tiny Whoop gear as well. I'm gonna get a new frame. As you can see, this is frame A. Frame A, you can see, we have a glue issue right here. We have we have this issue right here, and a few other little issues with these struts. And I hate these struts so much. Like, if you're a Tiny Whoop pilot, you know what I mean. These struts are just, oh. But basically, I cut one out. Of my other frame, which is right here, to see if I could use it on a plane. So if you can cut four of these out, and then let's see if I can find a paper airplane. Here. This is a terrible example because this plane just does not apply. But if you could make these props more efficient if you have a ducted fan right on the front. So I might have to do that. Or if you want to put it on the wing of a wider winged paper airplane, we might do something like that. And now that we got that all cleared out of the way, I'm hopefully going to be starting to make some more Tiny Whoop videos as well. Tiny Whoop exploring, Tiny Whoop racing, Tiny Whoop track, Tiny Whoop one-way whoop. I don't know, anything that you guys request with the Tiny Whoops I can start doing, and I would be really glad to do that, because Tiny Whoops are just so much fun, especially when the weather is junk outside. So yeah, MLP, yeah, I don't know. I really don't like this controller, but it's what I have, and I'm actually looking into getting something nicer, so I'm going to talk to you guys about that right now. So don't really quote me on this. This is kind of what I'm thinking right now. But I'm looking into starting in my journey into airplanes. You know, it's kind of quite obvious from the beginning that I'm a plane guy. You've seen all these paper planes that I've built, trying to fine-tune them correctly to fly, but of course, I wanted to get into RC planes, and I didn't really know the way to do it. So my good friend, who I didn't know even was into RC, he told me all about his hobby and his planes, and I'm thinking I want to get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully during the end of the spring, go ahead and purchase a flight test kit. And if you don't know who they are, then you probably aren't into planes. But Flight Test is a great company, basically, that makes. They have a YouTube channel, which is their main primary, I guess, occupation or something. But yeah, so they have all these designs, and you can go check them out. I'll link the channel in below, which is pretty prominent in the RC world. But they have designs, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase one of them, try to build it up, and see if it'll fly. And yeah, that will make the big field at the end in the park really feel good, nice, big, all great for flying planes. So I'm going to also get an upgraded transmitter for my inductresses. I'm looking at the Tranus QX7. I know is a mini quad transmitter, but I'm going to hopefully get a Spectrum module for it, and we can fly tiny whips with it, because honestly, I'm probably one of the best tiny. I know this is boastful, but I'm probably one of the best Horizon mode, of course, with safe technology, tiny whip pilots with the MLP transmitter, and that's just because nobody flies MLP transmitter, and this thing is just very loose and not very precise. So the gimbals feel really bad in my hands, and they're usable, but it's just the ergonomics is there. It's just that these, you can't really get too precise because it always wants to. It's a really springy feel, if you can see what I mean. Which, not to say that other transmitters wouldn't be springy, but anyway. So yeah, you can see this is also very loose right here. So its throttle management is a little bit tough. So hopefully a hobby grade transmitter will really help out with that. So yeah, hopefully you guys are interested in that. If you guys really want me to get into planes or excited to see that, please comment down below, and I will see what you can do. If you have any designs you'd like me to build, you know, the great thing about this RC plane hobby is that everything is really cheap, and you can pretty much get a whole bind and fly, if you will, set up for around, I would say, $100. And that's a big plane. That's not a micro. But just for comparison, I bought a bind and fly tiny whip, which is an Inductrix FPV, for $100 as well. So you build it, and you get the power pack, you get a receiver, and you bind it to your existing transmitter. And that's really cool. Really simple design, and it's great for flight test. It's a great way for everybody to do the RC hobby for cheap. So one also great thing that I really like is that you can crash these things to pieces, you can tape them back together, and if they're not flyable anymore, you can go ahead and purchase another speed build kit, which is basically the stuff you need to build it for really cheap. So then you can just use the existing electronics, throw them into the car. It's kind of like when you total an RC car, which doesn't really happen too much, to the point of no repair. You can take the ESC and motor out of it and put them in a new car or something like that, but that's just for planes. So yeah, it's super cool, super excited, really pumped about that. So thank you guys for watching. I know that this has kind of been a longer episode. If you guys stuck with me, please comment down below. Give you guys a special shout out for being really loyal to this channel. Every Sunday night, uploading a new Custom RC Weekly. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like the Custom RC Lives that I've been doing, please comment down below as well. If you don't, that's great. Please go ahead, comment down below why you don't like them, because I know I'm trying to get some audio where I can voice over in them, but unfortunately the DJI Go 4 app is really not cooperating. So yeah, I got some awesome content coming out for you guys this week, so please stay tuned. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.